Interesting one. What do you particularly mean? Second half, you weren't at your best, got sort of penned in a little bit?
Yeah, 100%. I think first half we showed our qualities, we dominated, we gave them nothing. They only scored from a set piece. I don't think they had another chance. I can't remember one. But second half, yeah, we sunk back a bit, and we weren't at our best.
Yeah. So why did it change?
I don't know. I just feel maybe Liverpool started to have more momentum. They won more duels than us. They kept possession more than us, and then naturally, the momentum goes to them, and we have to defend more.
Do you think losing Gabriel has like a big psychological impact, especially with the players you're without already?
Yeah, of course. He's a big player for us, but that's not an excuse. We have to adapt, and yeah, we have to do our best. Whoever's on the pitch. You
got a great goal. How determined, after missing a couple, you don't miss many games. How determined were you to come back and have an impact today?
Yeah, I hate missing games, and it was really frustrating to be on the side watching. But yeah, I just had this game in my mind that I would do everything I can to come back for this game, and yeah, I was happy to be back out there today.
Can you talk us through it?
Through what?
Your goal, lovely little nutmeg, and then I think the keeper thinks you're going far post, and you sort of reverse it back near.
Yeah, I tried to keep the keepers guessing. I think it was a nice finish. I haven't seen it back, but it felt nice.
And I'm guessing you know that.
Been out of action for a long time. You've almost from the Liverpool perspective, Jamie, feared his threat against Andy Robertson before the game.
Yeah, I felt the full-back positions for both teams could potentially be a problem, and Liverpool's fared worse than Arsenal's. But listen, Andy Robertson's doing all he can. We're talking about one of the best right-sided players in European football. And as a defender, you look at it, can you do better? But he is amazing. And that is a brilliant goal. To control that through the legs so sharp, and then to give the goalkeeper the eyes, lift it high into the net. Listen, we're talking about Virgil van Dijk. I mean, if I'm being honest, I think it's more Andy Robertson than Virgil van Dijk. I like to see Virgil van Dijk sprint back, but how quick he gets the shot. I'm not sure Van Dijk would have got back, but he'd been a lot closer. Of course, he would have been if he'd sprinted back. But I just think the situation now, he was actually looking to see where the strikers were, maybe for a pull-back. But I think when you're probably playing against a player like Saka, you've probably got to double up. And Andy Robertson needed a lot more help, not just in that situation, but throughout the game.
I think just your instinct with Van Dijk there, when it does go over his head, is always, as we said, particularly for defenders, expect the worst. Expect him to come back in. But again, he's just ambling back. I just think when it goes over your head, as grunted, your instinct is to sprint. He's not sprinting. And Robertson's got to do better. Obviously, he gets cut out here, which is fine. You have a chance to make up for it by saying he's not going to get back inside, which he does. Bit of skill, brilliant. Van Dijk's I think you've still got to sprint.
You've got to recognise danger, haven't you, as a defender?
But
you moved pretty quickly the other day, didn't you? Like sprinting.
Yes,
but I want to see people. There's a lot of players switching off. Expecting someone else to do their job.
Expect the worst always.
I've seen Van Dijk in a Liverpool shirt now. How long has he been there? About 6 or 7 years. I probably think I can count on one hand how many times I've seen him sprint. He plays the game sort of slow motion where he moves. He always seems to get there, but at times that's probably the one thing you could sort of say to him. Now and again, could he have a little bit more intensity?
And did you feel at the other side that Konate was helping out Trent Alexander-Arnold quite a lot in the game?
Konate was fantastic. Honestly, he was Liverpool's best player by a mile. How much he stopped down that side, coming across. And probably that situation we're talking about, Konate's natural reaction is to get across. He's probably told it's going to happen a lot more because you've got Trent on that side. He goes into midfield. So he's actually picked and was bought for Liverpool because he was playing behind Trent Alexander-Arnold. He almost finds himself as a centre-back and a right-back at times in the game.
Well, let's have a moment of appreciation for Bukayo Saka. You heard the statistic there about him being the fastest.
In my opinion, the first half, we couldn't keep the ball longer than 5 times, I think. Obviously, it was a good press from them, but I think if we kept the ball longer, we could create a little bit more momentum. And the second half, we kept it longer. Obviously, we didn't create loads of chances, but obviously we were much more dominant and winning the second balls and trying, and obviously it was a great goal.
And psychologically, did you feel they changed a bit when Gabriel went down? It's almost like, I don't know, the anxiety creeps in for them and there's another player injured. Did you sense that in them?
Another player injured? Well, I think they only had 2 injuries today, isn't it? So
I know you've got your own as well.
Yeah, so obviously they played a very, very strong team. And, it's part of the game. We were obviously pushing and I think deservedly scored the equaliser.
And look, I know you're not going to stand here and sort of tell me a contract's been signed or anything. You can't answer them after every game. But how are you finding staying at your top level while that's going on in the background?
Listen, I'm very calm. I've mentioned it many times before. You know, let's see what happens in the end of the season. I'm enjoying my football. I'm feeling very good physically, mentally. I'm in a good place, and yeah, nothing more can be said. So I just want to keep enjoying the game, because it's a beautiful game that we play, and I play as well.
Well played.
Thank you.
Well played, good.
Might they feel, Roy, the way the game ebbed and flowed, and having got back at 2-2, that they might have gone on to win it?
Yeah, well, you thought the momentum was with them towards the end, and obviously they were on the front foot. But when you're 2-1 down, and we know how good Arsenal are, particularly defensively, I think Liverpool certainly would be more satisfied with the draw, maybe more so than Arsenal.
A lot of talk in the build-up to this game about the number of injuries that Arsenal have had, which Virgil van Dijk's obviously heard about and referenced then.
He's right. I mean, Arsenal weren't missing many of their starting players today. But like I alluded to at the start of the game, this was an opportunity for Liverpool to show exactly what they're made of. And what I found disappointing, like you, was the lack of the intensity when they had Arsenal on the ropes. Arsenal were dropping back. They allowed the pressure. They were quite happy to sit in and take the 2-1 because they are now rigid in certain ways. And that's the bit I don't want Arsenal to lose, is that freedom when they are winning to put teams to the sword. They just didn't quite do that. Didn't do enough to win the game today. But Liverpool as well, the same sort of story for them.